Welcome to Chelsea Reads, where we get to live vicariously through other people's drama. Today we'll be exploring r/Am I the A? Am I the A for blowing up on my roommate's girlfriend? So my, 23 male's roommate's girlfriend is staying at our house for about 3 weeks. Myself and my other roommate were told that it would only be a week. I'll try my best to just put the unbiased facts in the body of the text. To start, the roommate in question, his girlfriend, and I all have dogs. Since I work 7 nights in the evening, I've left my dog out in the common area of the house. I didn't see this as an issue since I used to do it all the time when I lived alone, and I figured the other 2 dogs would appreciate the company. My roommate has also told me that it's okay, and I've told him that he can always lure him into my room if he becomes an issue. Our third roommate doesn't like dogs but tolerates ours. My roommate's girlfriend's dog is a husky who barks late into the night, so our third roommate has been staying at a friend's house this whole time out of his need for space and quiet. I'm not sure if he communicated the exact reason of his departure to the roommate with the dog and the girlfriend. To my knowledge, she hasn't contributed to rent despite being at our house for weeks, while the dude who pays rent is staying elsewhere. This morning, I had my dog in the backyard, and I asked roommate's girlfriend to not open the gate because he would get out. She opened it anyway, and didn't try to stop him from running out. I asked him what the heck was wrong with them, and started going after him. We have a lot of stray cats in our neighborhood, and my dog loves to chase them. He ran down the street, and I was running and calling after him, and I watched him almost get hit by a pickup truck. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Kitty. Cat's upset. Before he finally came to me. Oh my god, OP. That, gave me so much anxiety. Oh, my dog's gotten out before, and I've had to chase her, and oh man, that is just so scary. I'm so glad your dog's okay. I picked him up, walked back, and I called her inconsiderate and a jerk. She replied by calling me irresponsible. I was going to ask her what she meant, but I didn't want to create any problems for my roommate since she was leaving that day. Drafting a message for my roommate right now saying she has overstayed her welcome. Oh, wow. That kind of ignited a visceral reaction in me. Oh, I was just so worried about the dog. Oh my goodness. I can understand if it's a little bit of an accident, but OP warned the girlfriend hey, I'm letting my dog out. While you're in the yard, don't let him out of the gate and everything. And then she just didn't do anything to stop him. I'm so glad that she's leaving. I feel so bad for the third roommate here. The guy who didn't like the husky and just had to go stay somewhere else. And I think that the roommate with the girlfriend is just so out of line by saying hey, my girlfriend's gonna stay here for a week, and then it turns into almost a month. She should be paying rent at that point, especially if she's not contributing to anything in the house. She's letting her dog get everywhere. Those dogs shed a lot. They do. They get fur everywhere. We don't know what kind of dogs the other 2 are, but I'm assuming that they're not huskies considering the fact that that was such a distinction. Definitely not the A, and yeah, I'm glad that OP is going to voice his concerns to the roommate whose girlfriend it was, because that's just not right, and he needs to realize that he really overstepped his bounds. The girlfriend overstepped her bounds, and to not let that happen again. If I were in OP's position or the third roommate's position, I would be she's not even allowed over for dinner, man, unless she's just staying in your room. No more overnights. She really overstayed her welcome and was a real jerk to everybody, it sounds very inconsiderate. So yeah, definitely not the A, and I'm glad that your doggo's okay. Am I the A for refusing to house my brother, which is preventing my parents from retiring? My brother, 38 male, is a little prince. I'm 42 female, Mexican American, and my parents definitely babied him and expected me to work hard. I suppose it isn't bad in hindsight, as I'm now an RN and making 6 figures with overtime. Good for you, OP, saving lives, making that cash. But growing up, I was pretty resentful of it. My brother has ADHD, which caused him to barely finish high school, so further education is not an option, and he hates sitting at a desk. He does take Ritalin for it, but says it's still hard to focus. He has gotten a few jobs in the past, but got fired after missing work with no notice. My dad, 66 male, works roofing, but is now physically unable to keep working. Yeah, that's a hard physical job. 66 still doing that? Oof. My parents have a paid-off house and some savings and want to go back to Mexico to retire. My mom, 62 female, also has shoulder issues and so has been waiting to retire for a while. My brother, though, is still living with them, and obviously, with a no job, he can't move out. They want to sell the house, and him being there means they can't. I told them to just kick him out and let him figure it out, but they refuse to. They have asked me multiple times to let my brother live with me, which I'm totally against. I own my own home, but there's only a room per child, and my husband doesn't even have space for an office. But my parents suggested we move the children in together, a teenage girl and teenage boy, so my brother can move in. I think that's so selfish for them to want my children to have to share a room because my brother is irresponsible. But my brother was also spoiled and has never had to be responsible, so I'm worried he will become homeless or addicted to drugs if my parents throw him out. So am I the A for still not letting him stay in my house? Okay. Cracking my knuckles on this one, in case you couldn't hear. Oh my gosh. Okay, so first point I want to get out of the way. There is no way in heck that, like, unless under dire circumstances or like a vacation or something, where a teenage boy and a teenage girl should be sharing the same room. It's just, if you have the space, it's not appropriate. Maybe if it was a situation where one kid was out of the house for college or something, then maybe the parents might have a leg to stand on. But honestly, 38 is way, way, way too old to be living the way that the brother is living. He's just so dependent on his parents. It's really not fair to them. The dad is going to work himself into an early grave if he keeps going the way that he's going. The parents deserve to have their retirement. They deserve to go back to Mexico and, see family and travel and just do what they want to do. It sounds like this has been a plan of theirs for a while, and they're not able to do that by being so worried about having their younger son end up on the street. But 38, like, oh my gosh, my dude, get your stuff together. What's that quote from Rick and Morty? Put it in a box, and I don't care what you do with it, but just get your stuff together. Oh my gosh. No, and it's so unfair to ask OP to completely uproot her entire family situation and dynamic in order to support a 38-year-old man-child, we should just say that. A 38-year-old man-child. It's just, I'm sorry, sometimes you have to shove the little birdies out of the nest if they're gonna fly. Enabling people in their bad behaviors can sometimes be worse than not doing anything about it at all. And lots of people have ADHD. I know that there's cases where it's a lot more extreme than others, but it doesn't sound like that he's really doing anything to cope with it. He's using it as an excuse to be lazy, to not do anything, to not be responsible. The thing is, there's lots of alternative jobs. Not every job is sitting behind a desk. There's lots of things that you can do. Your dad is a roofer. I can understand getting fired from a job like that if you're missing work. I'm sure that that's something he's probably tried, Well, we don't know for sure, but I would assume that the parents are trying to use whatever resources they have in order to get something going for their kid. I wonder if it's a little bit of misogyny and like, oh, OP, who's a woman, has to work super, super hard and can't get away with anything. But, oh, their little Princey Pooh, boy is golden child and gets to do whatever he wants. And his ADHD is just too much and he can't do it. And, oh, it's just our poor boy. Oh, just feel so bad for him. Why don't you take him in? Like, no, OP is definitely not the A in that scenario. And, oh my goodness, yeah, that guy... Too sad. There's got to be something that he could do, some type of skill he could teach himself. I don't know. I mean, maybe that would take some concentration, but also a big part of ADHD too is getting hyper-focused on something. So he needs to find something that's going to work within his skill set and something that he finds interesting. It's possible. There's a lot of different types of work out there. But this guy, he's never going to do anything for himself. And he will end up homeless or on drugs if he doesn't do something to help himself. And at this point, hopefully he can grow enough. I don't know. I mean, they say that once you get to a certain age, the plasticity in your brain goes down and you're set in your ways. I'm sure there is some biological truth to that, but I definitely think that people can grow at any age. You can learn something at any age. You can learn new skills. You can learn emotional intelligence. Everybody has emotional intelligence. It's just a matter of utilizing it. So I hope it works out for everybody. I hope the brother learns and grows and can figure out something to do with his life that will give him a sense of purpose and make him really want to work and do something with himself. Because it's got to be pretty depressing just living with your parents, not having any direction, not knowing what to do with yourself. And then it's almost like you put yourself in this pit, you know, like you put yourself in this dark pit of telling yourself that you're worthless and you can't do anything. And then that becomes true. And it's not true. Everybody's capable of adding something good to this world. Some people just choose not to. So that was r/Am I the A. Let me know what you guys think about today's stories. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. Give this video a little like and subscribe if you haven't already. I hope that you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, please remember to be kind to other people and be kind to yourself. Talk to you soon.